Hi! I thought that since I'm getting a couple exciting things through the post today, that I will unbox them with you. This is the first unboxing video I'm making, so it might go well or not. We'll see. This one's from Jackson's, which is the UK online art shop. And this time I went for some plein air supplies, which I'm really excited for. There's nothing really like... Ow! Just stabbed myself with the knife. There's nothing super exciting in there, but I am excited about what's in there. Item number 1, a brush tip. I'm not quite sure why it needed this plastic packaging. It's for my gouache for painting outside, because you can fill up the reservoir and paint. I love the bristles on these brushes. It's just really strong. I know they're not proper brush bristles, but I think they're quite good. And it's a Zig watercolor system brush, H2O. I also got a few pencils, a few cheap low price range brushes for gouache again. Should really pack them the opposite way so you wouldn't damage them as you take them out. They're by a brand recommended by Sarah Byrne's studio. I will link to her account, but if you like gouache, you probably know her already. It's Royal Langnickel, Crafter's Choice, Golden Taclon. She seemed to like these brushes, and they're very inexpensive, so I thought I'll give them a try before investing into even more expensive brushes. I prefer cheap brushes, because then I don't need to there's something weird about this. Maybe I need to wash it. There's something good about cheap brushes. You just don't feel so precious about making art, and that's why I got them. I'm not making art for sale yet with gouache, so I thought I'll keep the bar low and use cheap materials. And then I think the main thing of this order will be this item. But I'm sure once I go out and once I try it, I'll love it. So I'm going to. It's a palette with an extendable water container. And I don't know how to open it. Is it? Less pressure, more brain. Okay, so once I go in a location, I can fill that up with a bottle of water, and this will contain my paints. And apparently this is very good for preserving paints, gouache paints, for when you paint like maybe once a week or more often. I recently have been painting a lot more, so I think this will be a bit easier to use than pouring out paints every time I paint. So that will be a fun thing to try. I'll have to refill it later. And already by Sarah Byrne's recommendation from one of her videos, I also ordered some clove bud oil. I'll definitely watch her video on how to use it, because apparently it's very easy to go crazy and like use a lot of it, but you only need a tiniest amount when you put the gouache paints. This box the tiniest amount when you put them in this palette, and that preserves it from catching mold. So I thought, why do it the hard way? Do it the proper way from the beginning. So hopefully no mold for me. And then we have a few color pencils. This is kind of like planner stuff to start doing more gouache outside, or do art outside even, and a tiny treat for myself, for it has been a tough month of February. And shipping is usually cheaper when you get a couple more items, so I went for Stabilo Carbothello. This is very nice, very horrible to draw on normal paper, and also very horrible feel when you draw on top of gouache, but beautiful when you draw on top of gouache. It has really good coverage. It's like a, I don't know if it's called a pastel, but it's kind of that kind of pencil. I can show some test swatches in a minute. And then two of my favorites. I almost ran out of two of these and I have one spare, but I thought since I need to get, and they were on sale this week, since I'm going to use it up anyway, might as well get it on a sale, in a sale. And then a couple more. I much prefer buying small batches of pencils rather than big packs of lots of pencils inside. This way I can control which colors I get and not spend so much money as well. So these two, I absolutely love Conta I will not even try pronouncing Paris. Pastel pencils, I have a couple and I found that they're a bit harder to find, so because Jackson's does them, I went for these two colors. I can't remember the names of the colors. Let me see. It's called Purple 19. Oh yeah, Michael Green. They also draw beautifully on top of gouache, so that's why I got them. And I kind of like these colors. I really keep getting wrong colors for gouache, and I guess these colors don't really, they will work alright, but I meant to go for, I think I should go for like more similar colors to each other and then use them to kind of create patterned looks. But yeah, here's my haul, and I'm going to start drawing and painting with this in a second. I think the brushes will have to wait until I wash them, so I'll leave them for now. So I've been using this sketchbook for my 100-day project. You can see some cute stickers on the cover. And every day I'm adding a page. Oh, spoilers! Every day I'm adding a page or two, depends. And there will be days when inevitably I will not be able to draw or won't care about drawing, so it's good to have extra pages, I think. Let's start with washi tape. I kind of like the idea of washi squares, and in some places I just don't want to take it off, which I know I will at some point, but I just like the look of it on the page. I would have told you where this tape came from, but actually I wasn't really happy with it. And I keep toying with the idea of designing my own washi. Main problem or obstacle that's currently stopping me is you have to order quite a lot of it, so you need to know that the design you want to sell is sellable, or you'll end up with loads of stock and no one to buy it. And it means that it gets a bit expensive, so I need to first work out what I want to do. So yeah, maybe some other time. When I've found reliable washi, I will include it in the video. And sorry about the light change, I've just gone to check what arrived in the post. The doorbell was for this, so I can do an unboxing for this one too. And you will see what it is in a second. Okay, I think to really do a test of these, I need a little bit of gouache. And for that I will use my trusty coaster. It works perfectly for me. So you see what I meant about getting similar colors? I was trying so that they kind of blend nicely together, I don't know. But that's the idea I had when I was thinking about it. This is not something I just got, but I'll use it for the purpose of this test. actually, I'll use something that's quite nice, Prussian blue. And it's Shinhan Pass, so it's like a mix of watercolor and gouache. They're not like the most quality items, but they're very affordable, so I love them. And in fact, I regret getting more professional gouache paints and not more of these, just to help me feel less precious about them and like use them up quickly and then maybe buy favorite colors in better quality ones. But anyway, it's done now and I love all of them. Just a spray of water off camera, and you can see that there's gouache last night on it, but I think sometimes I like the weird effects that old gouache or like old paint gives you when you mix it up with something. Maybe I shouldn't do it, but I can and I will. Maybe I'll test this paintbrush, but I won't refill it with water because I don't want to make a mess when I go and do my planner drawing. So here I started rambling a little bit and I started talking about brushes, so that's where I will continue. But you can get like sets of them. This one I went for a flat brush because I don't really have many. In fact, I only have like a handful maybe, and they're all from bargain stores. When I wasn't sure how to paint, what to pick. There was too much choice. I just bought really cheap sets of brushes. In fact, they're the brushes I use the most right now. I used to hate them because they felt really cheap, but then I realized recently that that's good. When you're learning and you want to experiment and you don't want to be worried all the time that you damage it, you want something cheap because you can easily replace it. And I'm glad I never threw them away. So maybe while this dries, I'll show you in a different sketchbook. By the way, this is a, what's it called? I always forget the name. Art creation, Talens. I was a bit surprised by the color because it's off-white. It's like natural white. Oh no, I'm sure I can salvage it somehow. But actually, when you paint, it doesn't really matter so much. It's only when you draw on it. And this one's my favorite sketchbook because it's extra cheap and the paper is super nice and thick. It's 140 GSM. I think the other one was also same weight, but it somehow feels a lot thicker than real Talens. I'm not sure why. There must be some trick to it. And also it's a bit whiter, even though it's not perfectly white. It's by Seawhite of Brighton, and it's supposed to be extra wet strength, but it's not necessarily that great. It will handle watercolors, but you don't want to use like lots of wet on wet or lots of water on it. Well, what I'm going to test for you is the indigo dark indigo of Luminance pencils, and it's one of my favorite colors. For a while I've been looking for the nice black color and I wasn't really convinced when people recommended this to me, and actually now I use it a lot. So this one was Caran d'Ache. Try and do nice lettering. So this one is Derwent Lightfast Nightshade. My recent discovery. I saw someone use this and I fell in love immediately. And to start with, I wasn't really convinced by Derwent Lightfast because I had a few, and with use I started to love them, but some of them are very hard. And this one is nice and really creamy, so I love using it. And the color is beautiful. The Lightfast as well, both of these, so that's quite good for... So I can't write and talk. So. Okay, I think we might be ready to test these ones on gouache. I will only do one swatch because I hate the sound. It's like scratching your nails and something. Oh. Okay, let's go back. I think I start here because it looks the driest to me. And I'll just do like a line. Look at how creamy it goes on. And the feeling is also a bit different. You can see the effect. And it leaves a lot of dust, so you need to put another like piece of paper. I use printer paper in between the pages. Okay. So that's this one. This is the Michael's green. And we have purple is a weird color. It's a made-up color as well. It's beautiful as well. I just love them. They just feel special. Maybe because I know they're rare, or maybe because of the quality. Carbophyllum. I would say it's as good as this, but it just doesn't feel as good, so I stick to those, but I also have lots of these because they're much cheaper. And look at this. It looks like it has more coverage than the other one. This one's ivory. This will be much more yellow, yeah. I think that could help me create what I wanted. This, I think I went for the beauty and not thinking about how I'd use it myself in my art, so yeah, I'm not sure, but green should be fine. That's those. Okay, on to the exciting thing. I think that's good. Look! Look, my first ever proper order. Ta-da! Ta-da! Oh, they're lovely. It came so quickly. I ordered it on Monday. And even like the colors are lovely inside. And the whole thing just feels special. Look at this. Okay, so let's start with the small thing. Okay. It's just a pencil sharpener. Weird. It's like... That's gone wrong. I might have to return this. It's gone rusty. Okay. Let's move on then. And then I got a small thing, just some masking tape. Open it. Look at this green. That's nice. Don't know what it was. A note? A card? Okay, let's open it. I love the packaging, so I might be a bit more careful about it. And stickers. Look at this. Just look at this. This is so beautiful. This is by Archu, and I will definitely link to her website. So nice. And I went for by recommendation and also by what was available, because a few things sold out. I went for watercolor paper, just as a special treat, I guess. I wanted to make it worth the money I paid for this. And it opens flat, which is amazing. I think each page is stitched, so that explains the price, like it's well made. So that's one of them. And there is one more. I guess they all come with this card. They're probably for gifting. Look at this. So beautiful. I hope I speak properly today. I've had a tough week and a lot of talking and a lot of meetings as well, so my voice is funny. At first I thought I won't put anything on it, but then I realized it will look much better with the title. So this is cheaper paper and lots of pages. It actually feels quite nice, quite smooth. So I'm planning to draw in it a lot. It also opens up quite flat, so that's great. But they're stitched, not glued. There's a few things at the front, which I'll probably just either draw over or ignore, because it's not my thing. But yeah, this is a beauty, and so is this. I normally put stickers on top of my sketchbook covers, but I think these ones deserve to not have anything spoiling them. Hey, that's it. Come on. My brain like breaks when I'm on camera. What should we do in here? I know that people use watercolors in them, but I'm not too keen on warped pages. So, I don't have a reference image, but maybe I can draw one of those. Just as a test. to see how things work on it. I've got this fountain pen, maybe let's pick a non-used pen. So I've been doing a lot of drawing with these recently, so I might let tumble. So let's try a fountain pen. The pressure of drawing on camera. And I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's how I use it or if there's a problem with this, because sometimes it leaves like a tiny gap, or it doesn't draw like it just did. It's really frustrating, especially when I want to draw fast. I should probably protect that page, because there's nothing worse than a pen bleeding onto it. It's okay if it's just on this side, but if it bleeds onto that side as well. Let's try the echo lines, because maybe they're okay. Okay, and then we have Pentel brush pen. Can't remember if I'm using ink in this or if it's the original. I think it might be the original. It's just a weird kind of speckle. This is how things look on it. Yeah, and I expected bleed, so that's the luminance dark indigo. It's quite fun. I always feel my swatch pages or like test pages don't look great, so I'll try and draw something instead with this one. A little ladybug. So yeah, a lot of my sketchbook pages look like this. Let me know in the comments if you're more of a perfectionist than I am. Well, I am a bit, so I think it's a bit of a shame, because it puts you off drawing altogether. So that's it. Here's the whole. I'm really happy with this, and I can't wait to do lots of drawings in them. And I'm going to use this as a motivation to stay focused on the art. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. And please don't forget to subscribe or like this video. If you like it, it will tell me that you've enjoyed this content and I can make more. You can also comment letting me know what you would like to see, or maybe you've seen something in the video that I just didn't cover enough. And I'm also on Patreon. I post more videos like this. I post monthly printables and behind the scenes, how I come up with projects, sketches for projects that no one else sees. I'll leave all the links in the video description. Thanks! Have a nice week!